Okay, so today we are going to see how to determine the upper border of relative dullness. Okay, for these we would require the diagram of rib cage. First of all, we will draw the rib cage. So first we have drawn, this is the sternum. From the sternum we will draw the ribs. So remember, the ribs are symmetrical on both sides, but here they may not look symmetrical. So how many we have drawn here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 ribs, and this one is the 6th rib. So this part by mistake, because after the 6th rib the sternum ends. There is a xiphoid process, this triangular shape here. There is xiphoid process, we call it xiphoid process. So this is the sternum, this upper part is the manubrium, and we have drawn the 6 ribs. Why I have drawn only 6 ribs? Because at the level between the 5th rib and the 6th rib there is presence of diaphragm. Okay, so here diaphragm is present, and above that diaphragm heart is present. And as we are concerned with only the heart, so we do not require more ribs. Total there are 12 ribs, but here we require only 6 of them. After this, as the name is telling, upper border of relative dullness. So for this, one more thing I forgot here. There is a clavicle which joins our shoulder joint and the manubrium or the sternum. So here, in order to determine the borders of relative dullness, we first require to know some lines, basic lines which we drawn are which help us to identify the borders. So the very first line which everyone needs to know is this one, which is dividing the sternum into 2 parts. As you can see, it is going from the median, so we call it as the median line. So this is the median line. After this median line, you should remember the line which is dividing the clavicle into 2 parts. So this line, you can see this line, and one will be on this side. So this line is running on the clavicle, and it is running middle to the clavicle, dividing the clavicle into 2 parts. So this line's name is mid-clavicular line. Mid-clavicular line. So far we have seen 2 lines, mid-clavicular line and the median line. So this side is the left side of our patient, and this side is the right side of our patient. So we will call this line to be left mid-clavicular line. So L dot mid-clavicular line, and this would be the right mid-clavicular line. Very simple. Now you can see that this is the sternum and this is the edge of the sternum. So one line which is running at the edge of the sternum, just touching the edge of the sternum and running. Okay, so that line's name is, we call it as the sternal line, or we call it as the edge of the sternum. edge of the sternum or the sternal line. Now remember, between the edge of the sternum and the mid-clavicular line there runs a line whose name is paraclavicular line. Paraclavicular line. Why? As the name has the word para, because it is parallel to the sternum. So parasternal line. My bad. So the name of this line is parasternal line, or we can call it as the edge of the sternum. So here we draw the left parasternal line. So this is the left parasternal line. Remember this name, parasternal line, because it is parallel to the sternum. This is the left parasternal line because it is present on the left side. On the right side there will be right parasternal line. So these are the lines we need to remember. Now nextly the topic is relative dullness. So relative dullness, I am denoting it with RD. Well, RD has 3 borders. It has 3 borders. So among these 3, the first border is the upper border, right border and left border. These 3 borders: upper border, right border, left border. So I have remembered this in this order because the upper border is located in the 3rd intercostal space, so 3. The right border is located in the 4th intercostal space, therefore 4. And the left border is located into 5 intercostal space, therefore 5. So it is easy way to remember 3, 4, 5 in an order. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, upper, right, left. Okay. So my topic is to define the upper border of relative dullness. So upper border of relative dullness is located in the 3rd intercostal space on the left side. Which side? Left side. Right border is located on the right side. Left border is located on the left side. Very simple. So upper border of relative dullness is located in the 3rd intercostal space on the left side. So find out here. This is the 1st intercostal space. You can see the 1st. This is the 2nd intercostal space. This is the 3rd intercostal space. Okay. So 3rd intercostal space is very vast and very big. Okay, you can see here. Now we need to determine on which point, where should we give the point of upper border of relative dullness of our heart. So remember, upper border of relative dullness of heart is located in the 3rd intercostal space on the left side on this line. What is the name of this line? Left parasternal line. So 3rd intercostal space on the left parasternal line, we draw this dot, and this dot denotes the upper border of relative dullness. Upper border of relative dullness. Okay. Now what does it denote? Well, it denotes the left atrium. If we are going to draw an heart, I always see heart as a square, and we divide it into 4 chambers. So this will be the left side, and this will be right side. Then this will be left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle. Simple. So left atrium is situated here, left ventricle is situated here, right atrium is situated here, right ventricle is situated here. So left atrium is what denoted by the upper border of relative dullness. So by doing the percussion on this parasternal line, left parasternal line, by doing the percussion on the left parasternal line in the 3rd intercostal space on the left side, we find the upper border of relative dullness. Thank you.